Hi friends, now we'll talk about OTV configuration. In this lab, you learn how to configure OTV in Cisco Nexus devices. Uh, in the last chapter, I told you what is OTV, what is the functionality. So let me recap it. It is basically used for extending VLANs which are separated by layer 3, any layer 3. So in this lab, I'll use VLAN 11, which is separated by 2 data center. And there's a layer 3 connectivity. Layer 3 can be native routed ports or IP addresses, or you can have a routing protocol running in between. So in this case, I just use a normal layer 3 connectivity. This is the IP address on this end. So this is basically this is DC1, this is DC2. Okay, so I have this VLAN which I want to extend to DC2, so that the devices which are connected to this, let's say this VLAN 11 here and this VLAN 11 here, both will means all the devices will think that they are into same broadcast domain. This is the purpose. So VLAN 11 will be extended over, it will be extended like this. Okay, my handwriting is really poor. Never mind. So this is going to be my edge device, okay, on data center 1, and similarly this will be the edge on data center 2. There can be multiple edge devices. Okay? If there is only one edge device and one DC, so you can call it AED, authoritative edge device, because it is the only option. But if there are more than one edge devices, then one device will act as a forwarder at one time. Okay, so each site will have one identifier, OTV identifier. It will be unique to that site. Okay, and if there are 3 sites, so there would be 3 OTV numbers, OTV identifiers. One DC will have its own identifier, second will have its own, third will so on. Okay, and if there are multiple devices in DC, in that case the identifier number will be same on all of those devices, those edge devices. Okay, so let me take you to this is the checklist terms I have prepared for you. First one will be OTV edge device. I told you where OTV will be running. Authoritative edge device, actually active forwarder. If there's only one device, then there's no choice. That edge device will be AED. Extended VLAN, the VLAN which you want to span or extend to other DC. Okay, the purpose is this one only. We want to extend. In this case, I want to extend VLAN 11. Side VLAN is locally significant. Okay, but this number needs to be same on both DCs. All right, so this is basically used for electing AED as well. Okay, but this is, you need to configure. I'll show you how to configure it. I have the devices. It's a long pending OTV exercise for my end. Site identifier, I told you, unique number. It is basically for loop prevention as well, right? It will be able to identify that packet is coming from different site or its own site, because at one time one edge device will be forwarder. Overlay interface, virtual interface we need to create. I'll show you how to do it. OTV join interface. It is an interface where the layer 3 is configured. Means let me show you. This E31. 1 second, let me change this color. E31. This one is the join interface. OTV join interface. Similarly this one. All right, and there is a layer 3 between these two. These should be able to ping. You can have OSPF running, EIGRP, PGP, whatever, but I'm just using very simple end-to-end connected interfaces. Then there's the OTV control group. It's basically a multicast IP which is used for discovering the OTV sites in the control plane. And the IP address should not be from the SSM multicast group, that is source specific multicast. That the group is 232.0.0.0/8 should not use that range, but other IP can be used. It has to be same on both ends. Data group, it is used for tunneling the multicast if you have any, but it is mandatory. It will be of 232 series. It will be a range subnet. And ISIS is the routing protocol which will work in background. Okay, in the difference between fabric path and OTV is that in OTV the MAC addresses will be advertised. Okay, so in fabric path, you know, there's a conversational MAC learning which was being used. So also note that you have to configure jumbo frames on this on these join interfaces because fragmentation is not supported. All right, I'll show you how to do it. So let me take you to that place where all devices are present. We also need to configure these IPs. Okay, and there's a trunk. This one needs to be configured. I'll not take much of your time. Just keep track of whatever you're doing. Okay, so let me first take you to Nexus 7K1, which is part of data center 1. Okay, the naming convention will have DC1 mentioned on both devices because I have a limited set of devices. Okay, so just follow what I'm saying. First of all, E3/1 10.1.1.1. Before that, you also need to enable the feature OTV. Feature OTV. Okay. Feature OTV on both. One end is 3/1, other end is 3/9. 3/1, 3/9. Interface Ethernet 3/1. Okay, I'm into wrong device. I should have been on 7K1. Interface 3/1. No shut. IP address 10.1.1.1/24. Here it is 3/9. Interface no shut. IP address 10.1.1.2/24. Should be able to ping 10.1.1.1. It is pinging. Very good. After that, we need to form trunk in DC1. Let's do it on DC1 first. 3/4 at 7K and 1/4 at 5K1. 3/4 at 7K. 3/4. No shut. Make it switch port mode trunk. And 1/4 at 5K1. Let me change the name as well. Host name data center 15K1. Okay, what was the name? 1/4. Let me see that. Yes, 1/4. No shut. Switch port mode trunk. Done. We'll go to DC2 now. 3/13 on 7K2 and 1/13 on 5K2. 3/13. No shut. Switch port mode trunk. Here it will be 1/13. You can change the name like data center to 5K2. 1/13, right? I'm forgetting things these days. 1/13, yes. No shutdown. Switch port mode trunk. Done. We are done with the trunking configuration. Now I told you that I'll use VLAN 11 as a extend VLAN. The VLAN which I'll extend, or it is also known as overlay VLAN. And there would be site VLAN which will be locally significant. We need to keep the number same though. I'll use 99 as site VLAN on both. Okay. So we'll need to create these two VLANs. VLAN 11, 99. You can give it a name if you want. I'll not do it, but it is recommended that you do it. Like VLAN 11, you name it as overlay VLAN. Okay. For VLAN 99, you can give it name as site VLAN. This is what you can do, but I'll not do, because renting these devices is really a costly affair. Okay, and these VLAN should be allowed. These are by default allowed. Let me assure you. If you want to verify it, show interface trunk. It is allowed. Okay, 99 and 11 allowed here. This is the trunk. Alright, so we'll do a main thing now. We'll start the OTV configuration. First thing is enabling feature. We have done that. This is the edge device. We need to define what is the site VLAN. OTV site VLAN. Our is 99. Parallelly do it on both ends. OTV site VLAN 99. What is the OTV identifier? I told you that this OTV site identifier, this is the number which has to be unique in DC. I mean, if there are multiple DCs, each should have different. This is the DC2. I'll give it a name 222. Okay, it doesn't. Okay, it has taken it. It is saying that this mismatch between the edge devices within the same site will prevent OTV from coming up. It is saying that if you have multiple AEDs, multiple edge devices, then this number needs to be same. Okay, so it is done on the DC2 OTV site identifier. This is a format actually. If you want to check it, there are whatever you want to choose. It's just an informational message. All right. Now we'll create the virtual overlay link. Interface overlay. Give it a number. It has to be same on both ends. Similarly here. Interface overlay 1. Okay. Question mark. See what are the commands there. OTV command. Question mark. Here we'll mention which one is our join interface. OTV join interface. I am on data center 1. My join interface will be this one, 3/1. This one. Okay. And here it will be 3/9. 3/1. It is saying that it needs to be configured with IGMP version 3. Actually, these edge devices are acting as client in OTV. So we need to configure IGMP version 3. Actually, it is a requirement. (3/9) was the interface, right? Yes. Now let's configure it since it is saying it. Interface Ethernet 3/9 IP IGMP version 3. Also it should have jumbo frame because it doesn't do fragmentation. This is the size we need to mention, 9216. Similarly here, 3/1, what was here, 3/9, 3/1 IP IJMP version 3 MTU 16. Okay, and we were doing we were in actually virtual interface. Let's get back to that interface overlay 1. We configured a join interface. Now let's enter the command again, OTV question mark. Now we'll define control group, OTV control group. Here we have to define the IP address. I told you what is the function of this. The function is this one. It's a multicast IP used for discovering other OTV sites in control plane. It can be any multicast IP apart from SSM group range. Let's make it 224.1.1.1. Make it same on both end. Go under the interface overlay 1, OTV control plane 224.1.1.1. Right? Is it the same number? It has to be same. It is same. Now we need to define the data group. Its range has to be 232 series and it will be a group. This range belongs to SSM, source specific multicast. The purpose is it is used for tunneling the multicast traffic over OTV and data plane. It is done at this end. This needs to be configured on other end as well. OTV data group 232.1.1.0/24. So is there anything left? Yes. Extend VLAN. What is the VLAN we want to extend? OTV extend. Mine is 11, right? Because we want VLAN 11 to be to appear as a single VLAN. Everything is being done for this extended VLAN only. Extend VLAN. It is also known as overlay VLAN. OTV extend VLAN 11. I believe we should be done here. Now, how would we check if everything is configured well or not? Show run OTV. It is telling a site VLAN number, site identifier, join group, join interface, control group, data group, extended VLAN. It needs to be same here. Show run OTV. You can match it. Let's check if it is up or not. Show OTV. It is saying it is admin down. You know why? Because we did not enable. Even if you do show OTV ISIS adjacency, it will not show anything because it is admin down. So we need to enable it. Overlay 1, no shut, and remember that it takes time to enable the interface, means this OTV. Sometime it takes around 1 minute to come up. Overlay 1, no shut. See, the messages are appearing. The first command should use is show OTV ISIS adjacency. See, it is showing me the other device N7K1, which is a part of DC1. Actually, it is DC. We are into DC2, but this naming convention is a little bit confused, so you have to ignore that. This state is up. Hold on time. It is saying interface is overlay 1. This is a virtual interface which we created. Site identifier. This belongs to DC1. That is this one. This one. Okay. I was checking things on this. Now I'll go into 7K1 and check what is status. Show OTV ISIS. See, now it is saying site identifier 2. It means both are up. The main command to check everything is complete functionality for OTV is show OTV. It is saying overlay 1 is up, extended VLAN 11, total number of VLAN 1. There can be more VLANs, yes. This is a control group IP, data group range, join interface, this is the IP, site VLAN 99, it is up as well. AAD capable, authoritative edge device capable, yes. Capability multicast reachable. So both are up. So now VLAN 11, which is in DC1 and DC2, it is a single VLAN now. How would you check it? So let's do one thing. Let's create one SPI on 5K1 and 5K2. Okay, then we'll check the MAC address table. Okay, so I'll go into the 5K1. That is, let me show you by diagram. Cleaning. What I'm gonna do, where is my pen? Okay, anyways, here I'll configure one SBI VLAN 11 SVI. I'll configure it as 100.1.1.1/24, and here it will be 2. Alright, so I'll ping, I'll trace. Though these are separated using layer 3, but when I'll trace it, it will just complete in the first hop itself, because there's no hop thanks to OTV, right? Then we'll check the ARP entries. Interface VLAN 11, IP address 100.1.1/24, no shut. Interface VLAN 11, IP address 100.1.1.2/24, no shut. And remember that the SVI of extend VLAN cannot be configured on edge device. Okay, I'll show that to you. Anyways, let me test it. I am on DC1 5K1 now. I'll try to ping 100.1.1.2. See, it is pinging. Wonderful. It means that we have achieved. But how can we say that this is now a single domain? Let's do show IPR. This IP belongs to DC2 5K2, right? This one. Let me change the color now. This belongs to here, and I am here right now. Okay, its MAC address is this one. Okay, that is why ARP is coming. Now I'll check MAC. Show MAC address. I'll paste it here. If I'm learning it, see, I'm learning it, and this is in my MAC address table. Because ideally what happens if your host for which you are checking the MAC address, if it is separated by layer 3, the entry doesn't come, right? But now it is coming, and it is saying it is learning via Ethernet 1/4 5K1. This is the 5K1. It is saying where I was 100.1. Let me check if there is any. Okay, so we've connected these two VLANs right now. If you do trace route 100.1.1.2, it will just complete in the first hop. Alright, it is possible due to OTV. I was saying that you cannot create the SVI of the extend VLAN in the edge device. Let me try to show that. Let me try to configure it. I'll try to configure interface VLAN 11. IP address 100.1. Okay, it is allowing it here. Let me do it on this device. Because it is not recommended by Cisco, it doesn't work. Maybe the old model working here. It is working, but it is not supported, also not recommended by Cisco. Okay, earlier it was giving me some error, but now it is not giving. That is fine, but it is not recommended. You shouldn't do it. All right. So other command to check is show OTV ISI's database. And there is one more question. There are many commands which you want to check. Right. Main is this show OTV. Multicast reachable. And if you can also check the MAC address table here. Show MAC address VLAN 11. This MAC address, it is saying it is learning via overlay 1. Let me check what was the MAC address of that 100.1.1.2. This one. Let me check it on 7K1 because it belongs to other DC. Show MAC address. Okay, it didn't get copied. Let me copy it again. Anyways, you can see that it is being learned using overlay 1, which is OTV. This one, this is actually, it belongs to 5K2. Similarly, you can check the ARP entry for this device. This belongs to DC1. It has MAC address this. And if you check it here, show MAC address, show MAC address, paste it here. See, it is saying it is learning via overlay. And that's what we want to leave. It completes your OTV configuration. This is a basic configuration. So friends, what we did, we show run OTV, you can run. We enabled feature, we configured site VLAN, we configured overlay 1, which is the virtual interface. We defined which one is our join interface, control group, data group, extended VLAN. Don't forget to enable it. Site identifier on both sides, and also you can check the join interface. It should have IJMP version 3 enabled. Okay, because these are OTV clients. So friends, I hope that it's been informative to you, and do give me appropriate rating and feedback. Thank you so much.